Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Jan, and in this video I would like to invite you to come with me and browse a little bit of streets of small town in southwest of Bulgaria. So it's the town located in the mountains, and just like anywhere where I go, I like to show you different parts of the world, what the houses looks like, what the traditions, what they do, how people live. So today I want to show you what the typical houses of mountain town looks like. I decided to make a video a little bit at the top of the town. As you can see right there on the horizon, this is also the other part of the town, and we are right at the top. I walked all the way from down there where the main street is, where we used to walk to you guys, and now we are up further away from the street which is called Macedonia, and we will be walking to that side, to the left from me, and you will see how people live here away from the center and from the noise, and what it looks like, right? So you'll see this town is quite a lot reminds me Georgia, where I used to go when I was a child. Just a little bit of views from here. So the houses here looks pretty much similar. I guess it's a little bit of mountain style, and you would find that the houses pretty much here would be 2-3 story with a small yard, and also with the fence and the gate where the car can drive in and park. So I hope you're enjoying the views, because that's why I wanted you to see the beautiful views also of the town. Well, right now actually here is a mixture of we have slightly more stories houses, like what 4 and higher, so they have mixing them, right? Private houses, like detached houses, and with kind of blocks of flats. You can see the stairs, it takes you even higher. I don't want to go there because it's really hard to climb up there. A little bit of the things, if you will come to Bulgaria, you will notice a lot of this like leaflets. These are memory leaflets, they call them, and these are all dead people, and for different years, like for example 40 days, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5, and pretty much you will see it on any gate, mostly on every gate of the house, or in some public areas on the posters. And it's a Bulgarian tradition to do these leaflets. I was also impressed. It was something different. I've never seen this done before, and I guess it's the belief that the person will live forever as long as you have memory about the person, right? So see, like this is like 3 years. That person, I guess, used to live in this house, and so I think it's just in the memory of the people that everyone who we lost always will be with us, and while we remember, they will live. So a little bit more views from here. As you can see, the roofs, you see, it's pretty much tiled roofs, same kind of style. Also, that's what I was telling you. You see, it's usually the gate, small yard, some vegetables or fruits, trees. Quite often would be grapes, like you see, like in front of them, in front of us. You see, right now it's no leaves and pretty gray, but in some obviously it's going to be in with green, so a little bit more of the views again from here. Over there, I don't know if you can see much, we have more of the blocks of flats. It's a different part of the town, and but here where we walk, as you can see, the tiled roofs is pretty much private, where the locals live. And also over there on horizon they have more blocks of flats and like pretty modern ones, so it's a mixing. So like I'm saying, the locals, they like to live in smaller houses, and the blocks of flats are usually for rent, for sale, and a lot of Russian people like to buy or rent flats, apartments, and in the newer buildings. And also quite a lot of actually British people come here. Well, except British people, as far as I know, quite a lot of them live in Banska, where is the ski resort, famous skiing resort. So here Sandanski is the sunniest and warmest town in whole Bulgaria, and well, it's pretty much true. It's February, and every day is a sunny day, and the temperature is about 13 centigrades. So that's like I'm saying, I went up quite high on the mountain, pretty much. It's very hilly, and so you can see a little bit more of local people life. I don't know if you can see here, it's the somebody is keeping chickens. I can see even peacock or something. And again, more houses on this side, and beautiful views. That's how I wanted you to see, guys. The views are pretty amazing from here. Just go, I don't know, can see much. I don't know how GoPro will show the views. I can't make them closer, but you can see on the other side it's not as packed. The houses are pretty much on a good distance. Did you see? Did you hear the cat? So here it's like a village, to be honest, except, well, Bulgarian village would look a little bit different. Of course, it would be more just a one-story, two-story houses with bigger land plots, of course, with bigger land. Here is just small yards, and I guess more, well, I don't know, chickens maybe. Well, here once again is still kind of like a village, very quiet, as you can hear. Many people also, and not many dogs. There are some homeless dogs, but not as many as I saw in Greece, for example. Quiet. So some people saying in the villages usually you'll hear a lot of barking dogs, but here it's quite quiet, except the cats. Quite a lot of cats, and they are very noisy cats. So just showing you once again, you see how beautiful the mountains, and more houses out there, and less in here. So, well, that's kind of a little bit of what it looks like. Look, it's a donkey there, little donkey. There is nothing down there. It's pretty much finished, this part of the town. So, and so that's what you can see. You see in some places, like there they have like you can do the barbecue, and these houses, you obviously can see like the pipes on the roofs, and obviously it's February and very warm. Not many of them are heating up right now, but they do in cold days, and using the wood, as you can see, like here there is wood there, so they use it to heat the houses. Alright, this is a little bit of the edge. Just wanted to show you a valley. Also, you can see it's nothing there. I think some fields, maybe farms, And agriculture, it's that's it. I can hear some chickens on this side. So I think these people live here too, or maybe this is just plots of land where they just grow some vegetables. I don't think they live here. They probably live in houses, but just using this land for growing some food. Hello, little donkey. Hello. Hello. Okay, I'll walk a little bit further and showing you a little bit more. So this looks quite a lot like you're in the village, not in the town. So I can see there is a church out there. I think there is actually a cemetery somewhere around, maybe where the church is. I saw on the map. Actually never walked here before, first time I'm coming with you guys. Once again, I don't know if people actually live in up there, or maybe this is just old sheds. I don't know, to be honest. Well, maybe they just like people used to have them as and keeping them as a race. I don't think somebody actually lives in there. To be honest, I saw some pictures of one of the kitty one of the kitty who scares and screams at nights, and I saw in the villages, let this car pass, is very noisy. In some villages I saw houses like this for sale, so obviously, like I'm saying, it's probably just plots of land, and it's like 10,000 euros, 6,000 euros you can buy it. So, but I'm not sure. I kind of heard that foreigners can't buy houses, can't buy land. So it's I think you can buy it somehow, but not personally. So, well, somebody thrown away some carpets there, and what else? Yeah, yes, it is. Looks like it's a cemetery, and a valley too, I guess. Yeah, down there would be a valley, and yes, a little bit more of the view. So that's like pretty much some villages would have houses like this. Quite a lot looks like abandoned, but I guess the land is still does belong to someone. Okay, I'll continue a little bit. Maybe you can see again some mountains and in the horizon. We are going to go now a little bit more down, and so now you kind of have a bit of the view, what it looks like. To be honest, not many houses are for sale here in this town with this type of the houses where locals live, so I don't know what would be the prices. Some good types of houses, like a bit more modern, I think around like 50,000 euros. Some are really good ones, like 100, and I guess you can negotiate. So I would think. So let's just start to go down a bit, back to the town, let's say, area. And apartments also different prices, of course. In the new buildings I saw something 500 700 euros per square meter. Yes, I think it's for Bulgaria is a little bit expensive for some parts, of course, like Sofia. I saw in Sofia places for 700 euros square meter, but in Sandanski you would think it should be cheaper, because of course it's not a capital, right? It's not big city like Plovdiv or like Burgas in seaside, but this is like a spa city, spa town. So I'm gonna let him go through because you won't hear anything. Getting really hot. I can't believe it, February, and it's nice and warm. So yeah, the town, okay, because not big, it's small town. Mountain town is famous because of the very clear and fresh air. There are mountains surrounding exactly this specific town, the way that they protect it from the strong winds, and also Aegean Sea, which is in Greece, about an hour and 50 minutes, roughly, let's say 2 hours from here. And of course the air from the sea reaches the town, and the mountains, they protect the town and kind of stop the air from the sea. And that's why in this area it's mixture of the mountains, the air from the mountains and the air from the sea. So that's why it's quite popular town here in Bulgaria. For the air here is so clear and so good that people come here from all parts of Bulgaria to treat asthma and problems with lungs. That's why the town is quite expensive. The properties here are quite expensive, guys. So here you can see we are walking down a little bit. You saw a little bit more life. There is even a shop out there. I can see here maybe it is a kindergarten or something. Of course they have some schools here too, and the market and other shops and the main shopping street. So it's quite life, let's say, a town, and not dying through the winter season. It's not much to do, but it's still quite alive, let's say. But you see, if you're here, you can the best time I heard is to come in spring, maybe April, May, and autumn like September, maybe October, I don't know. You can swim in mineral waters here. And in winter Bansko is not too far, right? It's only like an hour drive from here to Bansko, to the skiing resort. And also in summer, if to come and stay here and breathe this nice air, you can also go to the sea and swim in the sea too. So that's why. But there are so many different spa hotels in the town that many people, even from Sofia, like to come here and go into those spa hotels and enjoy the spring waters, because obviously you can swim in them even if it's minus outside. And the coldest month was January, where we had like -6 centigrades, but it wasn't further than that. It was only at night. During the day usually it's above 0 temperature, so that's why it's pretty nice to come for swimming in these hot spring waters, which are also helping with joints and like back pain. Also there are mineral waters, if you watch my video, the one which also helping the digestive system and for the eyes, treating the eyes. So that's why I'm saying this pretty expensive properties around this town. Like I met some guy and he lives in he bought a flat in Petrich, and he said it's half price of what is in Sandanski. He wanted to come and live in this town, but he thought that he didn't want to pay double price of the flat what he got there. That's it. I don't know if you can get something under 20,000 euros for a flat, because when I asked some realtors, they were telling me roughly you would have to spend 25, at least over 25, like 30,000 euros for something reasonable. So like I'm saying, I haven't seen many ads on selling in this type of like older houses, and I don't know, maybe that's why you don't have much choice here. because as you can see, people live. And another thing actually is Greece is near here, and the styles of the houses a little bit similar to Greece, but when I walked in like Kavala and Saloniki, it was more messy on the streets. We're not as straight, remember? No, I haven't showed you yet, but you'll see in one of my videos. Here is pretty much, you can't get lost. The streets are quite straight, and if you walk on the street, it will dump to the next street. And in Greece, when I was walking, I was getting lost all the time. It's like you walk and then suddenly you have house in front of you. They turn the other way, trying to find a way out, and you end up in the another house. Here you can hear the pretty much school. By the sound of the children, I can hear. So you see, it actually doesn't look like it's a small town. It looks quite big, very big, but it is still, it is a town in southwest of Bulgaria, guys. So pretty much all I'm going down now, and you know what, if you have noticed, the top floors and some of them, like you see in front of us at the house, the top floor is quite empty, nothing. It's quite common to build ground floor and say first floor and leave there, and starting to build the top floor and just leave it as it is. I have no idea why they're doing it. Somebody was trying to explain to me why, but I don't remember, to be honest. So, but there you see the front of the house. It's quite common. You do know that what they're saying is here that the families, right, when you grow with your family, people building so it's like parents living on the ground floor, then they're building second floor, next floor for the children, and then children building next floor for their children, so it's grandchildren, so they're trying to live like families and building the floors for next generation. So that's what I heard. That's why you see pretty much houses about 2-3 story houses. So, but why they keep leaving some of them keep leaving the top floors empty, I have no idea. So here is the main church, and we have one of the new builds, see here, and well, that's pretty much it. If I'll go down, well, I'll just go there. It's closer to where I'm renting right now, down there. We're going to end up in the center already, the central area, central street. You see a little bit more. You see how steep it is. Look at that. It's very, very steep up the hill. I'm saying they don't have much of the public transport. They do, but it's only on the specific hours, and the distance between the hours are quite big. It's like 1 or 2 hours you have to wait for the bus. I mean, the town itself is not as big, but also not too small, so it would have been actually pretty good to have a proper public transport, but they don't. I mean, they do have, like I said to you, not the hours are not very convenient, they say. Okay, look, a little bit of more view from here. On this part of the town you see on the right is more filled with like a small also blocks of flats. I think this part was a little bit older, with more like traditional houses. I think on the other side it's more modern houses, and I know that you can see where those quite modern apartments, it's a new district called Polinica, and one day I would like to go there and have a look. If you would be interested, guys, just make notes. Is it worth to show it to you? What it looks like? Well, I think it's just going to be actually blocks of flats. I think more interesting for you was to see the traditional houses, something like this. Well, this is not as much. Well, actually, yes, you see, it's also a gate and a small little yard, and there's another gate for the car. This is what very much traditional for this area, a mountain area. So, and well, that's a little bit of view on the mountains, and a beautiful park would be up there. It's just a little bit filled there, and you end up in the most prettiest park in Bulgaria, with like nearly 300, I think, different plants out there. So that's what I told you. More posters you see with the memorial leaflets. That's what you'd notice is maybe something different for you guys. I know that it is not common anywhere else where I've been. in the world. I've never seen it like this. And here is the Basilica. If you as a tourist come here, then you can go and have a look at old ruins. It would look like this. You see, it's a Christian basilica with some mosaics. Interesting to have a look. Okay, so, well, that's it pretty much. You can see that white building with no windows there. So would be the main street Macedonia, right behind it. We obviously can't walk here, unfortunately, it's locked. But you can just walk all the way down there and turn to the right, and you will be in the center. Or just go straight and you will end up in this beautiful park. Here we go, guys. Now I want to say thank you for watching. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, like. I see you later. Bye, everyone.